Former Heart of Shimmer champion Nicole Savoy to take on Kylie in our next matchup.
And Nicole Savoy is someone who had, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, just a meteoric rise in Shimmer.
Absolutely. Came in as a virtual unknown. It was, of course, before the Rise concept existed.
Again, not to discount what she'd accomplished before Shimmer, but basically just an unknown.
She was a California independent wrestler, essentially, before,
who freaking knew that this was out there?
Like, we saw some YouTube videos over. That's honestly how it happened. And gave her an opportunity. She came here and she just had solid matches. I believe Heidi Lovelace and Lufisto were initial opponents, and did very well in those outings, and took on some Joshi opponents on subsequent tapings.
Took on basically anyone that was thrown at her and just excelled. And she's always had the confidence. I mean, we're seeing the confidence here, of course, against another relative unknown in Kylie, but she's had that confidence here since day one. Former Heart of Shimmer champion. Unfortunately, had to take a year off from active competition.
She tore her ACL as part of a WWE tryout. After that initial impressive outings in Shimmer action, though she didn't win a lot of those matches, you could tell that there was something special in Nicole Savoy. Kylie able to roll her shoulders to the canvas for a near fall right there. Both women back up. And then time came to establish a second singles championship in Shimmer women athletes, the Heart of Shimmer Championship. We had a tournament during WrestleMania weekend of 2015. And Nicole Savoy was one of those competitors in the tournament, of course, along with yourself. And there were some big guns in that tournament, former Shimmer champions, like Nicole Matthews, like cheerleader Melissa, veterans like Candice LeRae, very intimidating wrestlers like Jessica Havoc, and it was Nicole Savoy that won the tournament, captured everyone's attention on one of the biggest weekends for pro wrestling of the year.
Right, and say what you will about her attitude, but she won that tournament. She won 3 matches in one afternoon in order to become the first Heart of Shimmer champion. She, of course, ended up losing that championship to Shaza McKenzie, and now she's going to prove, she has a lot ahead of her to prove, coming back from an injury.
She was a part of the Mae Young Classic earlier this year for WWE.
Which is basically a way of saying to the world, I haven't lost a step.
Exactly, and proving to WWE after the initial injury during her tryout that she is actually rehabbed and back in fine form inside the ring as an athlete.
I mean, what a heartbreaker,
No! Folding her in half with that suplex.
During a tryout, during this week that you think would change your life, you get an injury that could end your career.
Only 2.
She rehabbed like a maniac. I'm sure you followed her on social media too. Just constantly in the gym, came back sooner than she was supposed to.
It was the Heart of Shimmer Championship tournament where WWE scouts noticed her initially, and that was what granted her a tryout to begin with. All eyes are on those Mania weekend shows. And of course, in the time since all of this happened, the Rise concept was developed, and that is the way that we scout young talent looking to work their way through the ranks in women's wrestling and onto the Shimmer events. And Kylie, a wrestler that competes frequently here in the Chicagoland area, getting an opportunity to take on an established Shimmer wrestler here on Rise.
And Nicole Savoy just barrels out of the corner and knocks her down.
Kylie out of the Booker T School as well in Texas.
We've seen a lot of representation today. Just
from multiple schools and multiple graduates of those schools.
Right. Ooh. A little bit of a ground and pound here.
Savoy, definitely a hybrid athlete, trains in various combat sports, much like her stablemate/former stablemates, Shayna Baszler, who has since been signed by WWE after going to the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Well, and Nicole Savoy was always known for her submissions, but since she started teaming up with Shayna in Trifecta, and they started training together and became very close friends, I mean, she just upped her game so much.
And the queen of the suplexes as well.
Kylie trying to fight back here.
Couple of forearm shots. Single-handed knuckle lock, cinched in, shot to the midsection, and now walking the ropes. But holding onto that arm and doing a whole lot of damage to it. Kylie trying to get herself toward the ropes or free the pressure of the hold. Damage was done, though. Roll up here from Savoy. Only 2. Backslide. Gets 2.
Not enough pressure on the shoulders.
Waist lock here from Savoy. German suplex.
She's the greatest. She says so herself.
So it must be true.
She was the hype man of Trifecta, and also her own best hype man is Nicole Savoy.
But a tremendous future ahead of her. You know, many of those women that were part of the Mae Young Classic, the only one that's been signed is Shayna. And of course, Kylie Rae, the winner of the Mae Young Classic. But
just so much exposure.
but there are several women that were part of that got great exposure out of it. That you know, I had the privilege of being there for a good portion of that week. And kind of the last thing that was said to everyone that was in the tournament was, this isn't the last time we're going to be seeing you guys. You know, a lot of those women impressed WWE management, and if it might not happen immediately, they're all on their radar for years to come.
And just right now, there's so much talent out there. We keep saying it over and over and over. And it was, I had the privilege of watching it, you know, on the network.
Yes.
On my computer.
As did everybody.
And, man, just to see people that I've competed against, it's been so inspirational for every woman out there who's training, who's wrestling right now, to just keep at it, because the landscape has changed so much. There's no cookie cutter idea of what a women's wrestler is anymore.
And that is why Rise is so important for the future of women's wrestling, to develop a pipeline of talent for the future, not only through the independent scene, but eventually to the major global promotions as well. Oh, what a knee strike right there from Nicole Savoy.
Beautiful takeover.
Only 2. You know, a big reason why the Rise concept came about was, how many is the Shimmer promotion going to lose to WWE signing everybody? We need to have an on-deck circle. And Rise is developing tomorrow's women athletes for the entire world of pro wrestling.
Setting her up top.
Couple of forearm shots there by Savoy. Perhaps looking for a superplex?
I think so.
Butterfly superplex?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Kylie trying to block. Couple shots to the back.
Going up top.
Missile drop kick. This will give her a little bit of time to shake off the effects of the submission game of Nicole Savoy and all the punishment she's dished out thus far in the matchup, as both men are down, or both women are down.
Both
women's
people
wrestling.
are down.
Both of the individuals are down.
Both athletes are down.
Both wrestlers are
But Dave,
down.
a missile dropkick like that is always a risky maneuver, because while it's devastating if you're able to hit your opponent, it takes a lot out of you. Like, that's a ton of impact. You're still coming off the top rope. And Kylie's trying to recover right now. Big risk, but it did pay off because she was able to finally take Nicole Savoy down.
Savoy, the first one to her feet. Ooh. Lands a shot.
Oh!
Go for another suplex. Kylie trying to block it.
Thought we were going to see some back and forth, and Nicole Savoy said nope.
Chin breaker out of it. Spared herself from another German suplex at the hands of Savoy. But very drained of energy at this point in the matchup after the punishment she has sustained thus far in the match. Can't immediately stay on her feet to follow up.
Right, and Nicole Savoy's been going to work on that leg, too. I'm sure that's a factor.
Savoy pulling herself up by the ring rope. Avoids.
Ducks out of the way.
She got a little bit of it. Elbow finally able to take Savoy down.
Gets
Body
her up.
slam.
Oh!
Plants her.
You got to capitalize on this, Kylie.
Savoy's back up.
Oh!
But again, she'd like to capitalize on it, but so much has been taken out of her thus far.
Beautiful.
Butterfly suplex now, floating right into a cover. Hooks the leg.
No.
Only 2. Going after the arm.
In across the arm breaker.
This is how she won the Heart of Shimmer Championship. Cross arm breaker by Nicole Savoy here. And that's it. No choice for Kylie but to tap out. The queen of suplexes and some submissions as well. And 1/3 of Trifecta pulls out the victory here at Rise 5.